Hello, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday, so we talk tech on Fridays. And of course, as soon as I said tech, everything started dinging and pinging. Okay, guys, we want you to know that we hope you had a great holiday. And I am here with the Tech Divas. We have my friend and co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, in the house. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups. We hope to be joined by Dr. Tachi. And those of you in the audience, we love it when you come in and talk with us on the clubhouse and in the live chat. So welcome, 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 everyone. And we're going to get this party started. We already have Yolanda over here on the live stream, and I'm sure she's in the clubhouse. Yolanda, you know we love you, girl. You had to come in and tell us how you spent your Thanksgiving. But in the meantime, we're going to get started with this week in tech. How you doing, Fran?
I am doing very well, very well. Let's see. Let me go over here with this week in tech. I'm only going to do a couple of stories because it's Thanksgiving weekend and we're
Mhm.
just going to keep it light. So I'm going to do two stories. Story number one, Microsoft was trademarked November 26, 1976. Bill Gates and Paul Allen registered the trade name Microsoft with the Office of the Secretary of State of New Mexico.
Mm.
Previously, Gates and Allen had been working under an informal partnership known as Micro Soft, a combination of microcomputer and software. The partnership continued for several months or several more years until Microsoft incorporated in July of 1981, just prior to the introduction of the IBM PC.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep. And my final story today, November 26, 1996, the United States patent number 5,579,430 is granted to Fraunhofer Institute in Germany for a digital encoding process. The technology used MPEG audio layer 3, more commonly known as MP3. MP3 technology paved the way for a high quality format that was compressible so that many songs could fit on the relatively small data storage devices of the time. Fraunhofer had started work on compressing music as far back as 1977.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he began work on what would become MP3 in 1987 and was awarded a patent in Germany in 1989.
Wow. So it sometimes it takes a while for things to come to fruition. Guys, I want to say that about the article that you just shared with us. Uh Give it time.
Hmm.
Give it time to mature. Don't give up. Oh my gosh, what if he had given up?
Right, because we
He
wouldn't have we wouldn't have MP3. We wouldn't be able to. Spotify would be of no effect. Apple Music or all of the
And I
other.
just saw where Spotify might be adding video. I didn't get to read the article, but
Oh
okay.
wow,
I know. I
that's gonna
know.
be much, man. It's like stop cluttering stuff.
How about this? Stay in your lane. Be okay with who you are. Be known for what you do. It really, really complicates things. And
Yeah, because
it's distracting from the
yeah.
purpose we were there for in the first place. Well,
Okay, yeah, yeah. So if you want to travel down that vein, now that we've done tech history, TechCrunch says Spotify tests a TikTok-like vertical video feed in its app.
yes. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
It,
Why?
why
Why?
are you trying to take on TikTok?
I don't know why everybody's trying to bring that giant down when they could just ride the wave.
Well, and okay, so somebody said imitation is the highest form of flattery, but that
Mhm.
don't mean you get paid from it. It
And people usually go to the first one on the block, like
The one,
Netflix. We got
the
a lot of
one that
streaming services.
the one who's known for it, you probably want to go there. Like I was reading an article about Peloton, and
Mhm.
because of the home fitness situation, Peloton became the standard, and
Yes,
so everybody else coming after that is not Peloton. Peloton is the name that is equated with
it is
home
the
fitness.
brand.
It's the
We
brand
think.
that has been equated with home fitness.
Mhm, mhm.
Spotify is not the thing that comes to mind when I think vertical
Video.
video. TikTok is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's I thought so.
Well, but it is a thing because have you seen the commercial for TikTok where the girl, the apartment where she found another apartment in her behind her apartment?
I think so.
TikTok did a whole commercial with that and put her handle if they wanted to go watch the story. And I was like, let
Mhm.
me go see what this is because I thought they were trying to do a podcast. Well, she did 4 episodes of something where she found this apartment
Within the
behind
wall.
her, the wall of her apartment. She was like, I don't know where this cold air is coming from. And she does TikTok all the time.
Mhm.
But this is the first time her TikToks may have been interesting enough for people to join in, where they create a commercial out of your TikToks.
Okay.
And
But
she's been on the Ellen show and some other stuff. So she went viral, of course,
uh-huh.
but she told a story. And she took her video and just told the story. I don't know where this air is coming from. Hey, Dr. Tachi. I don't know where this air is coming from. And then she just told a little story. You can go over to TikTok and watch it. But the apartment girl or something. I was like, wow. And I went to go find it. Now, okay, I think there should be a better way of going from 1, 2, 3, 4, and not me having to scroll all over the place to find the
Mm.
episodes. But
Oh, to create a thread
yeah, okay, yeah, to create a thread. But
within
I found
TikTok.
it. Mhm.
Mhm.
And it was a really little, it was interesting. I was like, oh. And you were drawn into the story. She's like, I don't know what's back here. So she
It's
took
like
the
a
mirror off,
mystery. You know I'm all about
and
mysteries.
it was a mystery. She took the mirror off and she's like,
Mhm.
oh, there's a room. And she had a friend with her. I don't know how good of a friend he was. He's like, are you sure you want to go in there? Um, and it was a whole room back there, a
Mhm.
whole apartment on the other side.
Wow.
It was really ingenious.
Engaging.
It
And
was very engaging. Now Spotify wants to try and compete with that.
I I'm just saying. So
Why?
mentioned that in passing. Because I don't really know a lot about what's going on with a lot of tech things. When I saw that headline, I was like, Spotify and video, what? Okay, it just seemed like a
Uh,
disconnect. Yeah,
and now it's going to clutter up what I come to you for. I just
exactly.
want to come and get the music if that's what I'm coming for. Just give me
Mhm.
my music, and they do own Anchor, but they're not putting all of their podcasts, and you understand what I mean. They're not. They have the podcast. Spotify, you listen. So
Mhm.
podcast is a natural fit.
Yes.
Anybody can jump in on this conversation, Anne or Yolanda or Dr. Tachi. Um, but jumping in, okay, now you're just gonna leave what you're doing to jump way over to video.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's their, you know, expertise. I don't know. Anyway, that's none of my business who they hire and all of that. But I'm just saying what you're known for. Stay
Mm.
Go with what you know, people. Go with what you know.
We don't want McDonald's making Krispy Kreme donuts.
Okay.
I think they won't try though.
Girl, they got some kind of apple fritter. Okay. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
They do.
it?
They
Yeah.
do. They think they're
The
Their
jack.
mantra is every lane is my lane. Remember back in the day when they used to make pizza? I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Ooh.
No, I don't remember. They
McDonald's made pizza?
They show. How do they say in the South? Show did.
They shown up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it wasn't. I don't remember if it was a limited time thing
It had to be.
or whatever. But and they've all tried to make every lane their lane. They, in different countries, they sell different things.
Yes.
But at one point, McDonald's was selling pizza.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that is an unnatural fit. But they do burgers, right?
Allegedly. Well, I was also thrown off when they started doing breakfast, but hey, it's working for them.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. It's interesting. I think all of these, especially these fast food restaurants, have tried things and see what works. I don't know if you also remember Burger King. Probably in the 90s was trying to become more like a casual dining restaurant. So they had where you could actually come in and sit down and they would serve you, and they had apps like that they would bring to the table, and the red baskets or whatever. But that's not what Burger King was meant for. People want to get their food and get out. If they want to sit down, they're not trying to make it a whole casual dining experience. They want it quick. So that didn't really work out for them. But they try.
Yeah, like New Coke. Okay. People need to stay with.
I'm so glad we're talking about meat because I have a treat for you guys.
Oh, Terry is going to take us down the alley. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm talking about the plant with seeds that can produce meat. Let me share this video with you because I thought that this was kind of interesting.
So this is actually like real meat.
It's going to produce real live meat. Can you guys see that? Let me go full screen. Here we go. Let's roll the video.
In the middle of the otherworldly
Can you hear
landscape,
Yeah, mute yourself.
Something strange is going on.
Let me come back in the studio.
130,000 barley plants are slowly making their way from one end of this greenhouse to the other. What's even stranger is what this barley is going to be used for. It is in the food chain, but it's not food for us, and it's not food for animals. No, this is something much, much weirder than that. This grass is a host. It's been genetically modified to carry a special protein called a growth factor in its seeds. Once the plants reach the end of their journey, these seeds are harvested, milled, and purified, and the resulting growth factor protein can be used to help produce something very unexpected. Meat in a lab without the animals.
I think we've reached the point where it's not like nice to have. I think we have to have it. The earth is not going to grow. We're not going to get more agriculture area. The population is rising, and we have to feed all of the people.
The argument for growing meat in labs without living animals is that the process will eventually require less land, less energy, and produce less harmful waste.
And it takes more agricultural land to grow feed for the animals that we eat. We are essentially bypassing that. So we don't have to kill all these animals. We just have to take the stem cell from them. And I think this is a more viable and more environmental, much better option.
Companies using cow stem cells to make lab-grown beef burgers and even lab-grown steak are already trying out growth factors made here in Iceland. And although the first ever growth factors came from animals, it's hoped that this barley plant method will be cheaper and scalable because nature can do a lot of the heavy lifting. But at the moment, research is still ongoing to come up with the barley that produces the very best growth factors, which is why the volcanic and geothermal peculiarities of Iceland are an ideal place to experiment with different growing conditions. They're growing the barley in this, which is volcanic pumice from Mount Hekla, which is somewhere over there. The good thing about pumice is it is inert, so it doesn't really release any nutrients into the plants itself. And that means these guys can completely control the nutrient mix that the barley gets.
We are here in a high-tech greenhouse that is using geothermal energy for heating and for the electricity. We are using hydroponic cultivation. The computer decides when to open windows, when to turn off lights, when to pump in CO2, what nutrition to feed these plants, and so forth.
But eventually, these carefully programmed plants will have to be harvested in regular fields to produce enough growth factor for a global lab-grown meat industry. And barley specifically has been chosen because it can grow in many different climates, and it also doesn't cross-pollinate with other plants around it.
You're muted.
I wanted to stop the video there because I wanted to emphasize that the reason why they're using barley is because it doesn't cross-pollinate with other plants. Because when I saw this, I was like, so what if this gets over in your roses? Are you growing meat now? What is going on?
Okay, so so this is Frankenstein messing with stuff. Who said that we had to have meat at every meal?
And the
council.
Yeah, the meat council might want us. We don't have to have meat at every meal. And here's the thing: why can we not let's eat the barley and the vegetables?
Exactly. How can we eat more green stuff? So I just thought this was.
Okay. Dr. Chachi has a comment.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt Carolina.
No, I'm going to stop the screen share. Go ahead.
Karen's on a rant, so go for it.
Which, by the way, I love. I love a good rant. But I think, going back to I said the meat council, but, when you talk about the West, and I know this is a global thing, but when we talk about the West specifically, and let's talk about the U.S. specifically, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association has had huge influence in terms of things. And think about all the other industries, pork, chicken, all that lobby, not only lobby Congress, but they've also had huge advertising campaigns for years, also backed up by, remember the whole four food group?
Yes.
Which is now the food pyramid, which is now what the hell ever. All of that works in concert together, because if you think about it, this whole thing of having bacon for breakfast, or even, pork belly, those were not the areas that people ate because those were considered too fatty. It was the industry who said, oh, this is nutritious, this is great for breakfast, and it catches on. And so that's why people think about bacon, for example, as a staple. So when we think about, well, who said we have to have meat for every meal? Advertising said we have to have meat for every meal because there are other ways to get protein beyond meat. Now, this is not to say become a vegetarian or vegan or don't eat meat, but it's also saying look at the history of why we eat the way we eat. And in this country, a lot of it has to do with advertising. After the age of industrialization and you're trying to sell products, advertising has a lot to do with why we eat and how.
Yes. Wow.
So, yes.
I just, you know what? I just think it's just weird to grow meat on a plant. I mean, it's not literally, it's embedded.
Natural.
You know what I mean?
And when they said it was modified, genetically modified. That means you are Frankenstein something together, because plants do not produce meat or cows. Come on now. And when we get humans involved in stuff, instead of thinking this is all, like Dr. Tachi said, it's all about the dollar. It's money driven. They were trying to say that it's to help the food supply. But my initial comment was, who said that everybody has to have meat at every? if I'm starving, I will take some bread or some vegetables or something. I'm not going to necessarily demand that I have meat.
Well, okay. My thing is, now, does this mean that if I want real meat, I gotta pay more because because it's gonna tell me it took me longer to grow the cow, and now meat is gonna be at a serious premium for those people who can afford it, because right now,
that's genetically modified. That's what they're doing. This is what they do. They're going to try. It's like, okay, they messed with the wheat and messed it up.
Yeah, they took the barley and put this growth hormone in it or something.
And nobody is studying to see what the effects are going to be on anybody.
Nobody knows what the long-term effects are going to be.
So there's a whole trail of stuff that's happening, because what are you feeding the cow that you're getting the stem from? There's a whole thing going on, and you're doing it in a lab. We don't trust you to get regular stuff right.
Okay.
I think the trip to Mars might be a better deal than to be messing with the food. Anyway.
Okay, so there you go. Now you have a plant with seeds that can produce meat. I just wanted you to be aware of it, because I want to know what the labeling is going to be on the packaging so I can tell the difference. Is this coming from straight from the cow, or is this, I don't know, coming straight from the barbecue?
I would probably become vegetarian or vegan by that point.
Well, I'm thinking, does this make it vegan because it's coming from a plant?
It is still a cow.
I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so a cow is a cow. Okay, if you say so.
And that's right. They're messing up the definition of an animal between a plant and an animal. They're messing it up. Okay. Nature, you people can try and mess with nature. But what did they say in Jurassic Park? Nature will always find a way.
Oh, yeah.
Life will always find, okay, you're messing with stuff.
Okay, well, I got one more story, and then we're going to go, because we know it's the holiday weekend. We're going to have Dr. Tachi come up and tell us about media scope, because and I don't even know if I need to share this, but okay, since I mentioned it, hold on. Let me share this video.
What is it? Are you going to tell us what it's about?
It's about pets that can ring their owners. They can make a phone call.
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Here's Dog Phone, a toy pets can use to video call their owners. To help with separation anxiety, the internal accelerometer inside this toy allows your canine companion to simply move the ball to start the call, and can even answer incoming calls by moving the ball again to receive. That's obviously been thought up in a lab.
Okay. Terry, you're muted again.
So now your dog can answer the phone.
Or call you.
So,
I'd rather have that than the meat.
Yeah, I would too. I would too. I'm so glad Dr. Tachi's in the house to give us some sanity to all of this today. Oh my goodness. What is up, Doc?
I don't know if I have sanity to offer you, but I do have some stories. I do want to talk about, lead off with the fact, well, hey, again, happy holiday weekend, whether you celebrate it or not. Happy holiday weekend, and happy Consumer Spending Day. Today is also Indigenous Peoples Day. So interesting that they didn't put it on yesterday, but
okay. Yeah.
I digress. But all of that. So interesting story comes, I don't know if you all heard, Michael Strahan is actually going to go into space with Blue Origin.
Yes, I heard.
So he was one of the journalists that actually covered it when William Shatner went up with Blue Origin. And let's be clear, this is the edge of space. This is not space. This is the edge of space. So when they went up to the edge of space and came right back down, William Shatner was there and Michael Strahan covered it. They asked Michael Strahan if he wanted to be next. And of course, this is a great media opportunity for great PR. So of course, yes, he is going up. It's supposed to be December 9th is Blue Origin's next scheduled flight.
Okay.
So it'll be very intriguing to see how that works. And I'm just wondering how long. Now, I know William Shatner is much older than Michael Strahan is, so there was probably more preparation needed for William Shatner. So this seems kind of close, though, unless they just made the announcement and he had been preparing. But you know, that last flight wasn't that long ago. So I find it interesting that there's going to be such a quick turnaround.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Okay, so apparently there were no anomalies or things that occurred that needed to be corrected before we went back out again, before they went back out.
I guess not. And so that horribly shaped spaceship will be going up again on December 9th.
And this is Amazon's spaceship?
Correct. This is
Bezos.
Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos's company.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, and I think isn't Shepard's daughter going to be on that flight too or something?
I think so. I think I read that as well. I think you are correct. So they're really trying to normalize commercial space flights.
Exactly.
But other than it being a cool thing, what does it do? That maybe, who am I? I don't have millions. Maybe it doesn't have to do anything.
Exactly. If you're a trillionaire, maybe it's not that serious.
Okay, so you're going to space, but okay, everything's supposed to have a purpose. I'm going up there. Am I buying something that's in space, or I'm shopping in space, or am I doing something on the edge of space?
Well, do we really know what they're doing up there on the edge of space? He could be planting satellites for future stuff, for commerce.
You're not staying there that long.
Yeah, but up is up. You know what I mean?
Or if the purpose is to say that I did it, like some people climb Mount Everest just to say that they did it, then okay, maybe that's the deal.
That could be it. Again, we could look at it from the humanistic point of view. Do we need this? Well, how does it advance humanity for just a handful of people who can afford the fee to go up? There's, again, let's talk about it. And again, if we're normalizing space flight, commercial space flights, we're also talking about an awful lot of emissions that go out into the air with that. So what is the purpose of these emissions, albeit it may not be every day, it can be more often than not. What is the purpose of these space flights? Does it advance anything for us to further put more emissions into the atmosphere? That's my question. So,
and will they be weaponized? But that's a whole nother. I don't even want to go down the road. Okay, stop.
Okay, Jerry.
Oh, here we go with but there are a lot of questions, obviously. So I'm interested to see what regulations come out of this commercial, because it doesn't seem like it's very regulated now, because there are only 2 players in the commercial space flight game. And right now, the real one. So they usually wait until all hell breaks loose before they do anything. Look at the internet.
Yes.
They could have started regulating this in the late 80s, and they may have been fine or not. Who knows?
Well, they could have started regulating it when they created it.
Right. But we are reactive as opposed to proactive.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Let's talk a little bit about Spotify and Netflix and Chill. They're out to give us official soundtracks, playlists, and podcasts. So if you'd like to listen to the entire soundtrack from a favorite film or television series, now it's going to be even easier to do so on Spotify.
Yay.
They've teamed up with Netflix for a dedicated Netflix hub on the app, which will contain all official soundtracks, playlists, and podcasts that are related to Netflix. So according to TechCrunch, this hub has offerings from series like Stranger Things, Squid Game, Narcos Mexico, Outer Banks, and Bridgerton. So if you also want to learn more about the Netflix's originals, you can tune into a whole host of podcasts about the app or a particular show. So what are some of the titles? Okay, Now Listen, Netflix is a Daily Joke, The Crown, the official podcast, and Behind the Scenes, Shadow and Bone. So there are also going to be special fan experiences that are introduced, like an enhanced album for the new Western movie, The Harder They Fall. And that's going to allow fans to take a sneak peek behind the scenes at how Jay-Z created the soundtrack. So if you didn't know, Jay-Z does the soundtrack for The Harder They Fall. And it looks like, according to Design Taxi, that Netflix didn't pay for this dedicated hub on Spotify, but they're part of a collaboration between the two companies to strengthen their brand offerings respectively. And it is available now, Netflix Hub, in the US, Canada, Australia, the UK, New Zealand, India, and Ireland. So check it out if you're interested in hearing the soundtrack from your favorite show or movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, since today is Black Friday, but I'm Black every day, so every day is Black Friday.
There you go.
Streamers, there are a lot of streamers that are offering Black Friday deals. So they're joining in with the frenzy with an array of promotional offers. Yay! So one of the more unusual efforts is coming from HBO Max. They're emailing existing per-month subscribers with a limited time offer of up to 4 free tickets for upcoming Warner Brothers movies for switching to an annual plan, either ad-free or ad-supported. So this promotion, it also says that existing and new customers will save 17% by switching, according to Media Post. So they're pushing this annual plan to keep customers on the roster longer. And that could be a tactic to kind of offset some of the subscriber losses that they're expecting in 2022, because Warner is going to stop releasing movies on HBO Max on the same day as theaters. So remember, everybody thinks that things are going to go back to normal. The movie industry is behaving as such. So they're going back to the 45-day window between streaming and when it's released in theaters. And I know, especially AMC, is pleased as punch about that one. We'll see what consumers have to say about it. Will we fall in line or will we revolt?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good move.
I don't know. I heard a bunch of people say they went to see King Richard in the theater.
Okay, but am I going to go to the theater or am I going to stay in the comfort of my home? I think they should try to do something that's a happy medium or hybrid or something. I don't know that I would completely, Warner Brothers, completely discontinue releasing into the house, at home, and to the theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it sounds like Dr. Tachi's saying you can wait 45 days and see it at home.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. You've whet our appetite for same day as release in the theaters. I mean, what they have, and I don't know exactly what it is. They have agreed that it looks like maybe they have agreed to a shorter than 45-day window.
Okay.
Maybe it's 30 days. I need to look it up and see exactly what the shorter window is. But, I would be willing to wait a month because you don't miss what you don't have. So if it comes out in the theaters and everybody, I'm fine. I can wait 30 days. I can even wait 45 days. It's not because we're all so busy now that by the time it comes up, 45 days has passed. It's like, oh, okay, I forgot. Let me check this out. Right. So let me tell you some of the other limited time streaming offers. Amazon Prime Video channels, Discovery Plus, Showtime Stars, Epix, Noggin, PBS Masterpiece, BritBox, and Paramount Plus. You get those for 99 cents per month for 2 months. So $2, and you can check those out. AMC Plus is offering $1.99 per month for a year versus the $8.99 normally.
Mm.
So Sling TV, you get an additional month free for those who pay $35 a month of Sling Orange or Sling Blue, or $50 for both. Oh. Let me check that out. I'm Sling. Philo has $5 for the first month for new subscribers, and that's a $20 discount. Hulu is reprising its offer of 99 cents per month for the year for new and eligible returning subscribers.
Oh, really?
So that's a $72 in savings. Let me find another email to you so I can sign up. But the offer is good through the 29th only. So it started yesterday and it's good through the 29th. Amazon has a $12 discount off of the Fire Stick Lite, $20 off of the Fire TV Stick 3rd generation, $25 off the Fire Stick TV with 4K Ultra HD and Alexa voice remote, $20 off the Fire Stick TV 4K, and $40 off the Fire TV Cube. And then if you want to get the Fire TV DVR hardware, that's $100 off. So Amazon has got some deals going on if you want to check that out. But yeah, there are a lot of Black Friday deals related to streaming if you are interested.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am. So I will be checking that out. Thank you.
You know what I'll do? I will tell me where you want me to post this article, and I'll post it so you can get all the deets.
Okay. I think we can put it in this the back channel here.
And can we copy it from there and put it
put the link in there? Do I need to make you a moderator to do that?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I have to find it because I'm not on my device. So.
No problem.
Okay. Or you can put it in the private chat over here on the stream, and we'll put it up.
Whatever works for you.
Wherever you put it, we'll find it. Just tell us where you put it.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. So I'll do that. Because walk to chew gum. I'll get through these and then I'll put the link up.
Okay.
Encanto, the movie that is out there that from Disney is eyeing a $46 million plus 5-day release. So let's talk about the Thanksgiving holiday films.
Mm-hmm.
Disney is reporting 5.8 million, which is down 23% from Wednesday for the second day of Encanto. So again, Wednesday it opened, and they're reporting 23% down. Though a lot of rivals believe that the actual movie made more. We'll see. They think it made at least 6 million.
Mm-hmm.
For now, this movie is looking at a 3-day total of 32.9 million and a 5-day total of 46.6 million. So Sony's Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I'm so sorry, I must have missed this somewhere. I did not know that was coming up. I was like, Ghostbusters Afterlife, when did that come up?
Right. I know they did a clip or a trailer or something for it, but I never knew when it was coming on. It went to theaters or something, but it was like you didn't hear a lot of it, and I'm like, okay, so where's it playing now?
I heard nothing, not even a lot. I heard nothing of it. And my first is looking at the receipts come in, the box office receipts come in, and like, what? Ghostbusters, what? So yeah, so it's estimated to have made 5.4 million on since Wednesday. Even though Disney isn't crushing it like they typically do over Thanksgiving with an animated movie, between Ghostbusters Afterlife and Encanto, you can't say that families are not going to see movies.
They're probably trying to get out the house.
Yeah, mixing it up.
Wouldn't you be? You've been sequestered with these banshees for 2 years.
They're trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get out and get some fresher air.
Yeah, it's a real treat because they're tired of watching it on their TV.
Well, the kids ain't watching it on TV anyway, but
this is true.
Yeah, because
we've been forcing them to watch it on TV because we've been in the house with them. It's like, okay, it's movie time.
Exactly. So MGM House of Gucci saw $3.3 million in 2 days. That's down 19% from its opening day. And it's on its revised way to a 3-day of 15.4 million and a 5-day of 23 million. You know, again, I think that movies are going to have to get used to making less.
Right.
You are not going to make these blockbuster numbers that you did before, not at least in the interim, not initially. So, you know, everybody's going to have to get used to making less, but is it going to work if you're trying to have a movie with major stars that are used to making a certain amount and still expect that certain amount?
Maybe not. And
yeah, I'm waiting to see what happens, basically.
I'm thinking,
go ahead.
I was thinking that so the House of Gucci came out, and then maybe 2-3 days, then put it out so that we can watch it on at home. For the people. You would probably get more out of it.
Absolutely. I would venture to say people would even wait a week. Fine.
Yeah.
Give it the week. You do it the next. So have it from Wednesday all the way through that next weekend. The following Friday started on streaming. I would be good with that. But I think it's revenue. It's the way the revenue split is done. And I think that, okay, the streamers are owned by the companies. Warner Media owns their streamers, etc. The AMC does not own any streamers, stupidly. So, of course, they're going to, and any of the major movie chains, they are going to be the ones hurt if they go to streaming, because they're not getting any money off of that. So what they need to do is renegotiate, number one, where they get a cut of that streaming money. I think that's what they need to do. If streaming is already a thing, but they could make it sweeter for the movie houses by giving them a cut, knowing that they're going to get money from the at-home brigade.
Right, and I would team up with a Netflix or something to get, because
Netflix too.
Netflix has the audience, AMC. Cooperate with them and release it over there so that, because Warner has their own stuff, Disney has their own stuff. You need a place.
They will hire the person to host Jeopardy before that happens, and you already know that's not happening. So,
okay.
Yeah, but that is a good thought. There needs to be more collaboration. That's part of the reason there's a problem. Let's talk really quickly. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey is ordered to pay the House of Cards studio, nearly $31 million for contract breach. Now, if you don't remember, Spacey was accused of sexual harassment.
Oh, I didn't call it. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. He was accused of sexual harassment on the set of House of Cards, to which he then, he allegedly he had a pattern of sexual harassment and misconduct on the House of Cards. So people came forward in 2017, and it's multiple people that came forward with that. So again, he's gone. They have to rewrite things. There's money that's involved in there. And so the studio that shoots House of Cards, MRC, filed a petition in Los Angeles Superior Court seeking to get $31 million from Kevin Spacey because of all of the lost money because of his misconduct. So he was found to have breached or violated the sexual harassment policy of MRC, according to the Los Angeles court petition. So Spacey and his production company, M Profit Productions and Trigger Street Productions, were ordered to pay $29.5 million in damages, $1.2 million in attorney's fees, and $23,000 in additional costs. So MRC is an independent studio. They worked on The Ozarks for Netflix, Hulu's The Great, Apple TV's The Shrink Next Door. So they're a smaller production studio. So when you disrupt their production schedule like that, they're losing money because they still have to pay people. And this was Kevin Spacey's fault. He violated it, right?
Yes.
So they're like, oh no, witch, you've got to pay us back.
That's the purpose of these contracts that we haven't had to enforce. Yeah. Wow.
Exactly. So Spacey appealed, but it was denied.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to have an opinion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So they've also filed, MRC has also filed in court to make sure that they get their money too. Because, sometimes it's like, you better get our money. So we'll see what happens there. Go ahead.
No, continue on.
So I have two more stories that I would like to share with you, and then we are done. Let's talk about, this has to do with media, even though it's also tech. Twitter has new shoppable live stream functionality, and it's going to be broken in by retail colossus Walmart. Now, it's the tech end of it, but this is the media end of it. Dancer, singer, social media creator, and songwriter Jason Derulo is going to host Cyber Deals at 7 p.m. ET on Sunday. So TikTok was really the ones that made this possible for Walmart, because they did a shoppable event last December on Walmart, and they've held 15 live shopping events on the platform, as well as YouTube and their own website, and they've worked with more than 20 creators and hosts. And now Twitter is part of the mix. So because of all of this, because of their homecoming series of live stream concerts on Twitter, they've seen their brand favorability rise 14%. So they're really trying to improve the brand image, brand favorability, and a shopping event is one way to do this. So during Cyber Deals, you're going to be able to watch and shop via Facebook, Twitter, Walmart.com, and YouTube, as well as watch on Instagram and TikTok. It's going to be a 30-minute variety show that's hosted by Jason Derulo. They're going to have surprise guests and highlight products, including apparel, electronics, home goods, and seasonal decor.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is an extravaganza. This is a spectacular.
It's kind of like a QVC with the
it's like the Biz Chicks Plaza.
A QVC type with I'm trying to think of the show, like with
influencers, and
like a show where the Roland and Martin's Laugh-In show plus shopping and stuff.
Yeah. So they're being shoppable. But this is a really smart move by Walmart, I think.
Yes.
I think they're also trying to move out of just the cheap toilet paper.
Yeah.
They're trying to move away from that and trying to, that's another reason they have these influencers and things that are hosting these things. I mean, celebrities hosting these things. They're trying to get away they're trying to make Walmart cool. They're trying to make it more than just a place that people in pickup trucks in middle America hang out because there's no place else to go. They see that there's a whole other segment of people that shop, and they're trying to get in on that money.
Right. Because there's a certain age group that typically would not go to Walmart. They would go to Target first.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. They beat Target into this space.
And so they're trying to capture that, and they do need to retool their image in order for that to happen. Because if you're going into Walmart, you're going in there with a purpose. Okay.
And Target also started with designers maybe 4 or 5 years ago, remember?
Yes.
And so now that sort of changed the demographic shopping there too. So now here comes Walmart. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, it's they've done these collabs with oh my gosh. So but Target already has that cool factor, to the point that people call them Target jokingly.
Exactly.
They already have that cool factor. As you said, they've done a lot of designer collaborations. They did Missoni. I went because I wanted to see what was if you didn't get there that morning up, there was just like one sweater for a child dangling from the gallows, and that was all that was left.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Kind of like, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
It was pretty intense when they did that. Mm-hmm.
Very intense when they did Missoni. It's I mean, obviously you're talking about a designer / luxury brand. They did a collab with John Christopher Robbins. Is it John Christopher Rogers? Sorry, Christopher John Rogers. I think in that order. A black designer who was really known for his bright, colorful prints. All the girls on YouTube, were doing hauls from Target.
And my daughter was in there with those dresses. She loved them too.
Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah, they were wonderful. So they've done these collabs with designers like Who, What, Where, etc. Major designers, and it's like John Christopher Rogers for Target, etc. So they're trying to do that cool factor thing. Can Walmart succeed with that when you've built your reputation on price cuts and we're the lowest and we are necessities? I don't know, but they're trying. So last story, and then that will bring us right to time. This is actually not a media story. In a way, it is a media story because we saw it in the media. But I just thought it was interesting. The Dollar Tree is no Dollar Tree no more. It is Dollar Tree, but now their prices have increased to $1.25.
Exactly.
Wow. So, what do you change your name?
I doubt it.
Dollar Tree. I don't know.
No, because you can't change your name because you might be going up this tree to 125, 225.
Yeah, but it's not Dollar Tree anymore. It's not $1.
You know, what they should have done, Dollar Tree, they also own Family Dollar. So, you know, they are one of the last, if you think about it, remember how dollar stores used to be all over the place? In fact, used to say the dollar store. But unless you're in a major place like New York City, you don't really see very many independent dollar stores anymore. Mostly what you see are Dollar Trees. So in terms of chains of dollar stores, they are like one of the last, basically. So this is what they're saying. By increasing their price point by a quarter, they're going to be able to, quote, materially expand its offerings, introduce new products and sizes, and provide families with more of their daily essentials. So they said that they're also going to be bringing back some customer favorites that were discontinued previously because of these price constraints. According to them, they said feedback for change has been overwhelmingly positive, and the price hike is going to go toward increasing wages for its employees.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. So for you know, maybe for us, the $1.25 is not a big deal anyway, because again, you know, there are only certain things that you can get from the dollar store that are going to last or have functionality. So you already know that going in. It's like, all right, these bins will work, but these ones won't because they'll buckle under the pressure if I blow on them. Right. So you already know that. Maybe that $1.25 will go towards the improvement of some of those things so you get a little bit, quote, higher end, as high end as you can for a dollar store. But somebody also, I read an article where they brought up the other alternative of this, that most of the people, you know, the Dollar Tree shoppers are like middle income shoppers, for suburban middle income shoppers. But when you talk about lower income shoppers, where, okay, it's $1, but now it's $1.25. So as opposed to paying $2 if I need two of something, now I have to pay $3. Or $2.50. Let's say that. But close to $3 if we're talking about tax and things like that. So for somebody that is lower income, that could make a difference. Yes. So maybe having a section where everything is still $1, right? I don't know.
And they very well may have that.
Right. Because, you know, and then like Target, you know, when you first walk in, they have their section too, where they've got $1.
Oh, the little savings plus, yeah.
So maybe something like that. And then, you know, Dollar General is actually not $1. Most stuff is not $1 in there. So I think we also have to think about these things. Most of those things are not made in this country. And in order for us to have at $1, somebody else needs to suffer at 10 cents. So there are a lot of things to consider with this. So $1.25 for me is not a big price hike. For somebody else who's low income, it may be. But then you think about the people who may be producing these products for next to nothing so that they can sell it for $1. That's another thing. But then you look at the fact that you want for employees who work at Dollar Tree to be able to get better wages. So there are a lot of different arguments to this. But the point is, it's not $1 anymore. It's going up to $1.25. And that's what I have.
Well,
and I've noticed this trend in the 99-cent only store. You know, suddenly last 2 years they have products that are above 99 cent. So I think it's been a trend across the board, Dr. Tachi.
Yeah, I think it's just been increase across the board for everything. Fast food. It's like, why am I can go to a sit-down restaurant for the same amount of fast food. I was like,
listen, I went to a fast food restaurant the other day with the kids. It was $52. I was like, we could have dinner.
You see that? You could have eaten at the Cheesecake Factory for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, ooh, let me rethink
I
this.
could have parked my car and we could have sat down and really had a nice meal.
Right. And then don't get started with DoorDash and all the other delivery things by the time you get one meal and it's just one item that you're buying and it's 30 some odd dollars. And I'm like,
maybe not.
I have never ordered anything from any, not, DoorDash or Delivery Dudes or any of these places, Uber Eats, and it's been less than maybe like $1 or something under $30. But we're paying for the convenience.
Right.
I think that's what we have to realize.
Yes. Right. And I'm like, okay, it might be more convenient for me to get in the car and go get it, and then anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is. God is good. And like you said, Dr. Tachi, we're paying for the convenience. Also, having these stores does help people stretch their budgets. Even $1.25 compared to $3.90, $3.39 at the regular grocery store is a blessing.
Right. Now, is this like the modern day version of Cress in Woolworth? It's kind of like that's what it reminds me of, where you can go the 5 and dime, but it's not 5 and dime, it's 99 and $1.25 now.
But it feels like Woolworth had more, if you can say this, quality items compared to the dollar store. I think, it is a 5 and dime, but it wasn't supposed to be like...
It wasn't cheap. It wasn't
cheap stuff, right?
Discount. Yeah.
It wasn't cheap quality for the stuff that you got at Cress.
Well, that was
I've never even heard of
Cress. Cress and Woolworth were about the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they weren't cheap items. You know what I mean? It wasn't
they
stuff
were
that
domestically made too.
What, Terry?
They were domestically made for the most part. And the standard of manufacturing was higher.
But it was still, it's a 5 and dime. You could get something like for Christmas, you can go and get something for your mom for Christmas if you were a kid or whatever. And it was actually a pretty nice little something, but it was from the 5 and dime. But okay. That is it. Well, Dr. Tachi, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Terry?
We love it. Guys, we just thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys over there on Clubhouse. We just appreciate your lending your ear and taking the time out to spend the day with us. And we just want to say happy holidays and we wish you well. We hope that you had a great time with your families yesterday for Thanksgiving. In addition to that, we want to remind you that if you're looking for us here on the web, that you can find us. And if you haven't joined our community already, we'd love for you to just text BIZ to 33777 and join our Biz Chicks community. In addition to that, people always are asking, what do the Biz Chicks do? Well, Fran and I are the Biz Chicks, and we do live streaming for you, and we can help you with your electronic issues. We do private appointments. Just hit us up on the web, and we'll be glad to have a conversation with you, see if we can help you out. In addition to that, we want to remind you that Monday's coming up. We'll have coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. So remember, go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.